First, a crop duster pilot surviving a plane crash today in south central Nebraska, but not before he knocked out power to the entire town of Deshler. It is our top story on Local 4 News at 10, and it's been a busy day for our very own Kit Cloninger, who was at the scene of the crash just an hour before it happened, or after it happened, excuse me. He also visited Deshler before power was even restored, and he joins us now in studio with more. And Kit, what have you been able to learn so far tonight?
Well, first off, Spencer, we want to emphasize that the pilot is okay and he did walk away from the crash. But Nick Bagley was ejected from the plane as he was dusting a field for CMK Aerial, which is based in Sutton. The plane was spreading pesticides, so with the crash and the fire, there are some health concerns this evening surrounding the site. Thayer County Emergency Management was on scene and directed us away from the plot where the plane had crashed in the middle of the field. For this same reason, the FAA will have to wait a couple of days to conduct their investigation. The plane clipped some power lines north of town, which added to the situation, and Deshler Fire was on scene to put out the flames and were unavailable for further comment from the scene. Now let's take a look at how events unfolded from today's plane crash. Around 1:30 this afternoon, a call came in for rescue crews to be dispatched about a mile north of Deshler for the plane crash. It was also noted that the entire town was without power. Then about an hour later, authorities learned that the pilot was safe, and as we said, he ejected before the plane had crashed. And just before 5 p.m., the power company did restore the power to the town of Deshler, leaving them in the dark for only about 3 hours this afternoon. Now, Thayer County EN does ask that you remain clear of the area so that it can be cleaned up and is no longer hazardous, and we will continue to bring you updates as we receive them.
And Kit, your reply today, obviously, you were down there just about an hour after the plane had crashed. Correct. You actually got on scene while crews were still there. What was that scene like? And I guess one big question is, what were you smelling?
Well, yeah, certainly. I could smell that there was a different scent. It almost smelled like Roundup, so I guess that was the pesticides that had been aerosolized there by the flames and whatnot. But the emergency manager was still on scene, and as soon as I popped out of my car, he came up to me and said, "Get back in your car, please leave the scene," just for my safety and for his safety as well.
And obviously the biggest thing here is nobody fortunately got hurt in this wild incident, except for maybe a few corn stalks, right?
Yeah, and it looked like from some of the drone video and from when I was driving around, it didn't enter from the side. It looks like it crashed right in the middle of the field.
All right, thank you, Kit.